and welcome to Challenge Solutions. This video is going up 4 days before Christmas, so we thought we would take a break from the educational videos and technology tutorials and bring you something more lighthearted and fun. In this video, we're going to be doing a 12 Days of Christmas tag, so basically there will be 12 questions and our answers. This tag doesn't have a creator, it's kind of just a hodgepodge of questions that we thought of and found in various places on the internet, so if you'd like to participate, we would love to see your answers in video form or just in the comments below. Now, there are 6 of us on the Challenge Solutions team, so we're going to be doing this video montage style. Just for a refresher on who's who, we're going to start with some simple introductions.
Hi, my name is Caitlyn.
Hello everyone, my name is Beau Stevens.
Hello, my name is Cole.
And my name is Macy. So now let's jump into the questions. Question 1. On the first day of Christmas, what movie will you watch?
A Christmas Carol, because Scrooge is my spirit animal. I'm only mostly kidding. I don't have plans to watch anything Christmas specific. I may or may not get roped into watching a Hallmark movie with my family, but I intend to avoid that if I can. I'm probably going to end up binge watching The Queen's Gambit over Christmas break, because a lot of people have told me that I need to watch it, and I haven't had time to do so yet.
Generally on my family's Christmas, we usually don't watch movies, but if we were to watch something in the past, I've watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas, comedies surrounding Christmas, that sort of thing.
Favorite Christmas movie that I watch? I would probably have to go with Polar Express. I feel like that one probably just connects most with my childhood. If I had to choose just one to watch, that's definitely going to be the one.
So for me, this is A Christmas Story. My family has watched it every year on Christmas Eve for as long as we can remember, and it's really one of my favorites. I laugh through the whole movie. So question 2. On the second day of Christmas, what Christmas song will you listen to?
Probably something by Pentatonics or Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Some of my favorite Christmas songs, and I'm not a big Christmas song fan, but I definitely like Jingle Bell Rock. It's real groovy and upbeat, and that's my style of music, and when you add the Christmas thing on top of it, it's just one of the things that you really can get into. So definitely Jingle Bell Rock. Christmas
Song. I probably have to go with Mary Did You Know? Mainly the Pentatonics version, because that one is, perfect.
So I know this is pretty normal, everyone loves this song, but my favorite Christmas song is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. I just love jamming out to it and belting all the words. Question number 3. On the third day of Christmas, how many decorations will you put up?
I personally am not putting any decorations up in my immediate living space because I live in a tiny student apartment, and unfortunately there is nowhere to go with Christmas decor where it won't become very inconvenient after a couple days of being up. And I also live with a Labrador, and a large Labrador in a small space full of breakable Christmas decorations does not sound fun. So, nothing in my immediate living space. However, my mom's house, which is where I'll be spending a good chunk of the break, is decked out in a snow village and Christmas tree and all kinds of lights, and in years past, I always loved helping put up all the Christmas cheer.
I live in a log home, so there's really not a lot of space to put up Christmas decorations, but usually we'll put a tree next to our mantle by the fireplace. We'll usually wrap our carabiners that support the house in Christmas lights. My mom usually likes to put up a Christmas train set, wreaths, just your normal Christmas decorations.
How many? Me personally, I don't put up very many decorations, but I know my family loves to put up a ton of decorations, especially just on the tree on its own. We have a ton of Christmas lights that we just cover our tree in for sure.
So Christmas is kind of a big deal at my house. We put up quite a few decorations. We don't just completely cover our house in lights, but you definitely know that it's Christmas on the inside. Question 4. On the 4th day of Christmas, what Christmas activities will you do?
Well, as of now, I don't have plans to do anything specific in terms of Christmas activities, but I'm sure I'll end up baking cookies or doing something else Christmassy while I am home with my family for our Christmas gatherings.
In terms of Christmas activities, this has kind of been a tradition for us for many years now, is when we wake up, it doesn't really apply anymore because my brother and I are getting, to be older, but When we wake up, our mom and dad would usually record us coming down the hallway, and then we would, open stockings, eat candy, kind of little present stuff first, and then anything under the tree we would kind of sit around and open those together, and then from there we would have dinner later on with our family.
Ooh, Christmas activities. One of my favorites is that my grandmother is a really great piano player, and she always plays Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer while me and all the other younger kids sing it along to the piano. I think that's definitely my favorite.
So for me, this is always the Christmas concert at school. I really love playing and singing for the people in my community and just spreading that Christmas joy through music. I really love it. Question 5. On the 5th day of Christmas, what Christmas story will you read?
Well, in years past, I have ended up rereading the Harry Potter series over my Christmas break because for some reason those books give me cozy Christmas vibes, or I have specifically planned on reading something Christmas or winter themed, but I did not plan things this year, and I am not rereading things because I am very behind on my goal of reading 75 new books in 2020, so I'm probably just going to continue making my way down my want to read list, which means I will be finishing the Girls of Paper and Fire series by Natasha Young and starting The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, neither of which is particularly Christmas themed, but both of which should be very good.
Like I said earlier, even though my brother and I are getting to be a little bit older now, it's still a tradition that my mom reads How the Grinch Stole Christmas to us the night of Christmas Eve. Even though it's still silly, it's pretty special to my family, and we always do that as a tradition.
I've never really been much of a Christmas story person. I've definitely been more of a movie and song person, so I don't really think there's a specific Christmas story that I read or have read before, or at least not that often.
For me, this is the Christmas story out of the Bible. We read it every year at my grandma's before we open presents. Question 6. On the 6th day of Christmas, who will you celebrate with?
I will have a couple of different gatherings with various branches of my family, my mom, dad, grandparents on both sides, that kind of thing, and I'm sure I'll also end up celebrating virtually with a couple of my closest friends.
From year to year, we tend to celebrate Christmas with different sides of the family. Usually our immediate family, of course. My grandma on my mother's side tends to come out to our house the night before and stay with us. Specifically for this Christmas, it's going to be pretty small due to the circumstances surrounding COVID, but my grandma's going to come out with us. We're pretty close with her, and we're just going to do a family dinner with her and my brother and mother and father.
Every Christmas, my whole family goes up to Oklahoma, where my mom's family lives, my grandparents and my cousins, aunt and uncle and all of them. We all meet together at my grandmother's house, and that's who I always celebrate Christmas with, for sure.
So, for me, this is a lot of people. I have Christmases with both sides of my family and with all of my friends, so I really love going to Christmas gatherings and parties and just celebrating with everyone else who's in the Christmas spirit, whether that be friends or family. Question 7. On the 7th day of Christmas, will your Christmas tree be real or fake?
So, as mentioned previously, I do not have a tree at all in my current living space. However, I grew up with a fake Christmas tree, and all of my family members have fake Christmas trees. I really like the idea of having a real Christmas tree, and I eventually want to be the kind of person who has a real Christmas tree. But I also know that I will probably hate dealing with the real Christmas tree if I ever do get a real Christmas tree.
For many years now, we've actually used a fake tree, and the reason for that is because we live in a log home, and they are considered a little bit more flammable, and cedar trees can be very flammable. So that, and at this point, it's just kind of become a tradition that we've always used this tree. We also have some cats in the house, so they tend to like to play with the trees, so we figured that a fake tree would just be a little better for our situation, but definitely have used real trees in the past.
Every year, the Christmas tree at my grandmother's house has always been fake, so I expect it'll be the same this year.
So I have always had a fake Christmas tree at my house, and I probably always will, but I do think it would be nice to have a real tree and be able to smell it and just have that real Christmas feel like they did in the old days. Question 8. On the 8th day of Christmas, what Christmas tradition will you uphold?
Well, unfortunately, 2020 has ruined a lot of my holiday traditions. I'm sure many of you can say the same. But one that I will be upholding this year is that for the last several years on my dad's side of the family, instead of having sort of the traditional Christmas meal, my grandma has fried crappie fish because by the time we get to that celebration, we've been to a couple others and are kind of sick of traditional things. So we will be having that tradition again this year, and I'm very excited about it. It's been a long time since I've had my Nana's fried crappie fish.
You know, when thinking about Christmas traditions, definitely eating a nice dinner during the end of the day is something that we always do, but something even more than that, like I said earlier, is that my mom and dad always record us coming down the hallway as we, come to the living room, and even though we're getting a little older now, that's something that they still do, and one day we'll be able to look back on that and it'll be really special. So
what traditions? Well, I discussed the whole piano thing with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. With my grandmother, that'll certainly be something we do. I guess we'll probably also have our traditional breakfast at my grandmother's house where my grandfather cooks just awesome pancakes, eggs, and toast, and bacon, and so good. I guess hungry just thinking about it.
Every Christmas morning, my family goes to my grandma's house and we all eat breakfast together, and she makes biscuits and chocolate gravy, and then we all open presents, and it's really fun, and I've done it every year ever since I was born. Question 9. On the 9th day of Christmas, what will you wear?
Pajamas, man. Pajamas are like my uniform. I would be wearing pajamas right now if I wasn't filming content for the internet.
Thinking about the different clothes that I've worn on Christmas, we're a pretty laid-back family, and usually do it at our home. So I will probably be in a pair of pajamas, maybe a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and socks. Something real simple, just a casual day at the house sort of thing. So
Christmas morning, I'll probably wear just like some warm pajamas or something like that. Usually like to stay just pretty warm and comfortable on Christmas morning.
So I'm actually wearing my Christmas attire right now. I have a black, red, and green decorative sweater with a fuzzy llama on the front that's wearing a Santa hat. And I'm also wearing a Santa hat. And this is pretty much my Christmas outfit. I really love it. Question 10. On the 10th day of Christmas, how many Christmas parties and gatherings will you attend?
At the time of this recording, the answer to that question is unclear. I am not sure if I will be attending 2 or 4 gatherings because I have not yet been told whether or not parents and grandparents are combining things and whether or not one gathering is actually happening because of the Rona.
In the past, we've gathered with different sides of our families at different times. Sometimes we would go to my aunt and uncle's house to celebrate Christmas, and then we would go to my mom and dad's side of the family to my grandma and grandpa for also Christmas. But because of COVID again this year, we're going to keep it pretty small and just have Christmas here at the house for a one-time deal.
How many Christmas gatherings? Probably just 2. Usually Christmas Eve, my family here in Arkansas gets together. We have our little Christmas, and then Christmas Day, we always go up to my grandmother's.
7. I have 7 Christmas gatherings. Question 11. On the 11th day of Christmas, what will you eat?
Well, I will be spending Christmas morning with my mom, and I'm sure she will cook either pancakes or chocolate gravy for breakfast, something along that line. I don't know what yet. And then I will be spending Christmas afternoon and evening with my dad and grandparents on his side, and as I mentioned before, we are getting fried crappie fish, and I'm sure all kinds of yummy things to go with it.
Again, the food that we eat on our dinner kind of varies year to year, but this year we're going to have ham, macaroni and cheese, biscuits and gravy in the morning. We've also done pancakes in the morning. Just really anything that the whole family will enjoy. But again, this year we're going to do like mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, ham, sort of that thing.
What will I eat? I'm probably going to eat that awesome breakfast that my grandfather always makes on Christmas morning. It's just so good. I love pancakes.
My grandma's homemade fudge. It is the best fudge and no one can tell me otherwise. And question 12. On the 12th day of Christmas, were you naughty or nice?
Oh, I have been so naughty in so many ways. That's it. That's the clip. I don't have any more context for that statement.
For the last and final question, which is definitely my favorite, I think it may have been Macy who just thought this up. Are you naughty or nice? Well, I am definitely on the naughty side of things. I enjoy myself, but I do find myself to be a very nice person, I hope, towards people. So I guess that's kind of a, double-sided blade there. Anyways, yeah, naughty, but definitely nice.
Have I been naughty or nice? Considering my sleeping habits lately over finals week, I guess you could say naughty. But my grades were nice, so I don't know, a little bit of both.
I really hope I was nice. I usually try to be nice, but, I slip up every now and then. Hopefully I made the nice list this year. But that was the last question in our 12 Days of Christmas tag. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm will continue to know that we exist and push our content to more people. We would love to hear your answers to all these questions, so feel free to leave those in the comments for us to read. And if you have any questions related to blindness or suggestions for future videos, you can also leave those in the comment section or in the contact form at challengesolutions.org. For our more informative blindness-related content, check out our blog and YouTube channel. And for more lighthearted fun content, check out our podcast. We actually have a great Christmas podcast up right now called Being the Blind One at the Holiday Gathering, where we talk about the awkward situations that you can end up in as a blind person at a family gathering and give the best advice we have for dealing with those situations. It is very funny and I strongly recommend you check it out. But I guess that about wraps up this video, pun intended. Thank you for watching and Merry Christmas.